Junyan, and this is my Em2 Assignment Presentation. My claim will be that the average Singaporean female aged 18 to 19 is 161 cm. My source is collected from the World Population Review, and this is the URL link to it. My null hypothesis will be that the average 18 to 19 year old female Singaporean height is 161 cm, while my alternative hypothesis is that it does not equal to 161 cm. My plan for data collection is as follows: the age, gender, residency in Singapore, height, weight, ethnicity, exercise habits. But the last three questions in my Google form is actually optional. It's just so that maybe we could use this additional data to gather reasonings and evidence for the alternative hypothesis. This is my consolidated and listed data here. I have made it neat. For this table right here is important because it will be needed for part 4, part 5 and part 6, which is basically the calculations. So you can see that all these values here, it's not just using calculator to calculate it. We have to use actually the Excel formula. So we have to compute the code here. As you can see, I'll just briefly explain the code. So over here, standard deviation, right? We want to find the samples standard deviation. So over here we'll have D41 to D70. What does this mean? This actually means the cell where the data is located at. So for example, from D41, which is actually right here, the green spot over here, all the way to D70. So we have to use D41 to D70, and the round in front over here and the 2 is basically means that how much you want to round the data off, like the estimate. So let me give you another example. Okay, so sample mean, right? My sample mean here is basically the average. So I want to use the average code over here, D41 to D70 again. The round and 0 means that I want to round it off to the nearest whole number. So for the Z value is as follow. It's the same thing. You take that minus that divided by that, which is also you need to you can just refer lah. The whole actual formula is right here, as you can see, but we'll go on to that later on. The p-value is also calculated. Basically take the J45, which is actually the Zener value over here, is the cell 45. You have to use it to find the p-value. Okay, so the calculations. Step 1, we need to write down the null and the alternative hypothesis with the level of significance, which is pretty clear cut and straightforward. Our null hypothesis is 161, while our alternate hypothesis is not equals to 161, and because of that we have to use the two-tailed test, and our level of significance, which is so-called the alpha, will be 0.5%, which is also 0.5 divided by 100, which you get 0.005. We need that for later. And to compute the test statistic, which I have mentioned earlier, which is the Z value, it's basically the same thing. I also put the formula here just in case you want to change the values. So for p-value is the same thing, and we have to compare it. So if our p-value is greater than our level of significance, we can conclude that there is insufficient evidence at 0.5% significant level, which means that the likelihood of the girls they are 161 cm tall is very high, and this will be my margin of error. Again, we use the formula over here, and we have to find the lower confidence interval and the upper confidence interval to get this set of values. Thank you.